It's 104.9 Coyote Country. Good morning. I got Drew Kimball.
Hey, thanks for having me again, Robert.
It's
a pleasure.
KVOU Sports with Drew.
Yeah. Ooh, I like that.
Kind of like
That
a
was
rhyme.
good.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Hey, yeah.
Come up with a title for the
Yeah,
sports.
you asked me if I had a nickname. It's like, man, I have.
Diamond Drew.
Oh, okay.
Diamond
Hey,
Drew.
that's fine with me. Diamond,
baseball
baseball diamond. I can get behind that
I'm
for
just
sure.
saying, you know.
No, yeah, that's awesome. And speaking of baseball, it's first week of spring training. Pitchers and catchers will first report, and then usually, Robert, a few days after, five days or so after, you'll have the majority of the team, and you'll start full-on, squad practices. But they usually get the pitchers and catchers there. All teams do early to get them started, just because that stuff can usually take a little bit longer to get guys going. So I'm super pumped. I thought I'd cover mainly just the Astros and Rangers because, let's be honest, we're Texans down here. So I thought I'd cover, me personally, what I thought were the teams that actually mattered.
Okay, now I'm not much of a baseball fan. I enjoy a baseball game. I like going
to a game for sure.
Seeing the ladies, eating the hot dogs, having a beer, and the ice creams.
Yeah.
But just for those of us who just don't follow like we do football and other sports, when exactly is the beginning and the end of baseball season? It seems like it's year long.
Yeah, it is. So you're talking about 163 game season. Ooh. That's if you don't even make the playoffs. So usually first games are early April. It kind of depends on where you're at as far as standings, I guess. But they'll start, I think the first game's April. I didn't look up the beginning, but you're not going to get done until October if you make it all the way to the World Series. For most teams, the playoffs start wrapping up. If you don't make the playoffs, then you're going to start wrapping up around late August, early September.
I remember the old days. I'm old enough to remember when baseball was baseball, and then we just ended it, and then we went into football.
September, for
sure.
There
was really no,
no overlap. But now, well, they've extended the season and
got to make that money.
Oh, for sure, especially and the playoffs are such a big deal for baseball that it's always fun. But I had some just some numbers and stuff that I was going to run through with the Astros. First workout for them is the 14th. And then the full squad will report on the 17th. They'll start workouts on the 18th. Some big additions. I thought I'd cover some of the big additions that the Astros went out and bought during the offseason. Michael Brantley, which was a huge pickup from Cleveland. He hit .309 for Cleveland in 2018. Excellent outfielder, and I think he's really going to come through, which, if you know much about the Astros, they already have a really amazing squad in the outfield, across the infield. We picked up Robinson Chirinos, which was from the Rangers, actually. Got traded from, he was a free agent, got picked up. He doesn't hit nearly as well as some of the other catchers, but he's an excellent catcher, knows how to call a game, and works really well with pitchers. I'm excited to watch him play. Picked up Wade Miley for some relief innings there. He had 80.2 innings throughout the 2018 season, so big prospects. Forrest Whitley. I don't know if you've ever heard of this guy, Robert.
I have not. Nope.
He's from Alamo Heights. Guy got drafted a few years back. He's been making his way up through the minor leagues. Unbelievable pitcher, and I'm really looking forward to seeing him. He's a guy that I've been following through the minor leagues for a couple years now, and the dude is the real deal. Great breaking stuff, great command of his fastball. I'm really excited to see him hopefully make a push into that, which the Astros already have an amazing starting rotation, but if he could find a way into there, then, man, I don't know how many games the Astros are going to lose whenever those guys start.
Okay.
Rangers,
I gotta say, go Rangers.
Oh, you're a Rangers guy?
I'm a Dallas guy.
Fair enough. Hey, if I have to be honest, it's Astros are my favorite team, but Rangers are right there second. Kind of on a rebuilding last few years, which is never fun for the fans. But hey, as an Astros fan, making it to the World Series in 2005, and then not really a peep out of them for a lot of years, and then to come out and win the 2017 World Series. It really does make a difference if you can just hold off and wait a little bit.
Hey, and I didn't mind the Rangers sucking because it keeps those ticket prices down.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, I can understand that.
More games, man. More tailgating.
Yeah, it helps out a little bit. And then, big deal, we can move on to some other stuff, but I just wanted to let everybody know that I don't know if y'all have been keeping up, but Bryce Harper and Manny Machado still have not found a place to play. Manny Machado is kind of on the fence with the White Sox, which is what I've last read, but obviously you can never really trust anything until it really comes out. He signed that contract. And then last I've really heard about Bryce Harper is that the San Francisco Giants were kind of after him. So I don't know. It's a tough call. And then I'll just give you some power rankings, top 5 right now.
Okay.
Before, obviously, preseason. Number 5 is Cubs. 4 is Astros. Number 3, Dodgers. 2, Yankees. And, of course, number 1, your reigning world champions, Boston Red Sox.
Boo!
Yeah.
Boo!
I know, boo. But I kind of like the Red Sox. I'm actually going to a game there in late April.
Wow.
Early May. I gotta
cool.
look back, but and then I had some other stuff.
Well, hey, didn't you want to make a prediction for your?
Oh yeah,
okay.
Thank you for that.
I know it's super early.
Okay, it is super early.
You'll be super wrong, right?
I am definitely going to be. Well, I hope that I'm not wrong about who wins it, Robert.
Okay.
But
All right.
So I've got right now early prediction for the 2019 World Series. I've got the Astros versus the Cardinals. Astros winning the series 4-3.
Okay, all right.
And I obviously that's a bit biased, but if we're being honest, the Astros are an excellent team, so I kind of can back it up on that.
Yeah,
so hopefully that works.
Astros, Cardinals, cool. Well, all right, that's something to look forward to then. All right, well, it's down there. It's in posterity now. So
yeah. And if you want to move on to some other sports, I got some other news. Thought we'd cover.
Yeah. What you got?
The big deal has been Antonio Brown. Guy did not play for the Steelers this entire year, and from what I gather, is he really wants out of Pittsburgh. It hasn't been.
Who wouldn't?
I know. That's pretty good. He sent out an Instagram on Tuesday, pretty much saying that thanking Steelers Nation for 9 big years. So I don't know. I don't think that we're going to see him in a Steelers uniform anymore.
So like a thank you as in kind of a swan song?
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, I think he had some contract disputes, was really trying to get more money, which, hey, these guys are risking life and limb every day, so I can understand. But apparently he was a holdout for the entire year, and now he's wanting out. So it doesn't say exactly who or what team's going after him. But I guess that'll more than likely be something that'll happen. I sure hope before the next season.
Okay.
A big deal I saw going back to baseball. Really neat that I saw Jorge Posada. He was a big time. I don't know if you know, but Derek Jeter is now one of the owners of the Miami Marlins.
Okay, yeah, heard that.
Yeah, so he bought one of the teams, and they're definitely on a rebuilding platform right now. And a lot of people have been doubting Jeter, but I have to say that if anybody knows the game of baseball, it's going to be him, one of the greatest shortstops of all time. And he just got Jorge Posada to join his front office, and I think that's a big deal. They were teammates their entire careers for the Yankees, and Jorge was always a great catcher and stuff. I always enjoyed watching.
Now tell me this, as far as management, ownership, office, is that something that's fairly common in baseball? Do you have often former players become owners / and working in the office? Or
so front office stuff, you definitely see it. Some of them become actual managers. So front office is going to be the guys that they might not actually be in the dugout, but they're definitely going to have a hand in developing players, picking players that they want to buy, either trade for or draft. So front office is going to cover all of that stuff. You do see a ton of guys that get into a managerial position, either doing a bench coach or being an actual general manager, the guys that are in the dugouts and stuff. But as far as owning teams, no. I mean, you have to be a superstar like Derek Jeter, making millions upon millions of dollars over endorsements, staying with the Yankees, who have the deepest pockets in baseball in the first place. But it doesn't happen nearly as often as you would say in like basketball. We have Magic Johnson owning part of a team, and then you have obviously Michael Jordan who did. And it doesn't happen nearly as often, but you do see guys that are in the game of baseball stick around for a lot of years in the game afterward. So, I mean, I always enjoyed that, and I always thought that Derek Jeter played great. He always played hard, and I was always a fan of him, even though I'm not a fan of the Yankees. Let me say that right now. Not a fan of the – I like guys that play on the Yankees, but I'm not going to be a fan of the Yankees ever.
Hey, since we're still on baseball, there was that thing in the news where apparently the MLB has now decided to change the term in their rules from the disabled list to the injured list. And I'll read you the quote here because I got it here. It says, The principal concern is that using the term disabled for players who are injured supports the misconception that people with disabilities are injured and therefore not able to participate or compete in sports. That was Jeff Pfeiffer, MLB Senior Director of League Economics and Operations. So basically, my take is, and you tell me what you think, this is just kind of like the MLB bowing to like PC culture.
It definitely is. If anybody that knows baseball and follows baseball, I can almost guarantee. I mean, obviously, I can't guarantee, but I've never in my entire life thought of the word disability. Especially going to the disability list. No context would make me think that it has anything to do with somebody being actually disabled.
Right.
It's literally just knowing that somebody's injured. The change doesn't really bother me. It's just one of those things that it's like, why?
Yeah, exactly. That's why. I mean, injured, disabled, they're pretty much the same thing.
The people that are following it are going to know the difference. And nobody, I mean, to me, it just doesn't really make sense overall why you would want to do that.
Well, you've been doing it this way for so long.
Exactly.
And I'm sure there's paperwork and there's rule books and pamphlets and there's information that's going to cost. These kinds of little changes cost lots and lots of money anyway. So anyway, I just thought that was notable.
It is. It definitely is notable. I think it kind of shows where the game might be going.
Social justice warriors!
I know, and I really hope that it doesn't. It's a beautiful sport, and I don't think that anybody that ever has thought and talked about the disabled list has ever gone, said anything negative towards it. It's been an injured list. Just
SJW is ruining everything. Anyway, it's okay. That's obviously our 2 cents on that.
Yeah, it is one of those things.
So anything else on sports?
No, man. I think that's pretty much all I got this week. I'm not gonna lie, it's been kind of slow, especially. But I mean, NFL just finishing up. I know that there's some stuff going on in the NBA. I didn't get to cover a whole lot of that. Maybe next week I'm going to try to get into some of that.
Okay.
Magic Johnson came under fire. He is, definitely. Came under fire for tampering rules whenever he spoke to Ben Simmons with the 76ers. But they got through a quick investigation. Apparently, everything's good with old Magic Johnson. So not a whole lot in the way of news overall.
Magic, that guy.
He did. Good old Magic Johnson. Well, always, I appreciate you having me, Robert. Thanks so much, buddy.
Well, again, it's Sports with Drew on KVOU. Until we come up with a better title. Yeah. Drew Kimball, Chicago Title. Hey, give us the business plug again.
So Chicago Title, we're located at 116 Northeast Street, right next to the Uvalde Leader News. Wendy Dubose is the branch manager, 830-333-7050. Thanks, guys.